Welcome to the Burpee Breakdown. This calisthenic exercise, when done properly, is an excellent way to improve your cardiovascular fitness and build muscle and strength endurance in the lower and upper body, not to mention your core. We're going to dissect this much talked about exercise into 8 steps. We'll also cover various scaling options so you can find out what burpee is right for you now. Let's get started. Step 1. Start with your feet approximately shoulder width apart with your arms by your sides. To accommodate tight hamstrings, stand with your feet slightly wider than shoulder width. Step 2. Keeping your spine neutral, hinge at your hips and slightly bend your knees. This is not a squat, however, avoid only hinging at the hips as this can put strain on your back, especially if you have tight hamstrings. Also avoid dropping into a deep knee bend as this can strain the knees. Furthermore, it is difficult to jump your feet back behind you from this position. Step 3. Now place the hands flat on the floor, stacking your shoulders over your wrists with your biceps and fingers pointing forward. Avoid placing just your fingers on the floor and also avoid having your fingers facing out to the side. Step 4. With the weight on your hands, jump back, absorbing the landing through your feet. Keep your scapulae away from the ears to avoid shrugging and putting stress on your neck. Also, have your abdominals engaged to avoid hyperextending and putting stress on your lower back. For a lower impact option, step 1 foot back at a time. This is less dynamic and will lend itself to someone with lower back and/or knee issues. Of course, no version is appropriate if it is causing pain, so if it hurts, don't do it. Start with basic planks, push-ups, and squat progressions, all of which you can resource by clicking the links in the description below. Step 5. With the shoulders stacked over the wrists and the body in a straight high plank position, bend your elbows with the arms tucked into the sides of your torso. Allow the chest to touch the floor, then extend the elbows, returning to the high plank. A scaled alternative is a sequence push-up where the knees contact the floor, followed by the hips, then the chest as you bend your elbows. And then reversed as you extend your elbows, where the chest lifts, followed by the hips, then the knees. This will allow for one to do more burpees as they continue to build their upper body strength. Step 6. Jumping back to stand requires a dynamic pop upward of the hips and a quick jump forward of the feet. The more dynamic you pop your hips and the faster you get your feet under your body, the higher the landing, thus making this movement more efficient. Avoid jumping back to stand with straight legs as this can put undue stress on the lower back. Also avoid landing with low hips and allowing the knees to travel through the arms and beyond the toes. This will put stress on the knees. Alternatively, you can step forward with the feet for a lower impact option. Step 7. Now jump up, clapping your hands overhead while achieving full extension in the hips and knees while in the air. To practice your jump, begin with a slight hip hinge and knee bend with the hands behind your hips. With tension in your arms, extend your hips and knees while swinging the arms forward and up. Repeat this time, rising onto your toes. Apply this arm swing when performing the burpee, however reaching the arms overhead and clapping. Step 8. This is an important step that often gets overlooked. Absorb the landing by landing on the ball of the foot followed by the heel. Land with the hips behind the feet, the shoulders in front of the feet, and the arms in front of you at shoulder height, not allowing the knees to travel beyond the toes. If you land with your hips in front of the feet and the shoulders behind the feet, this can put strain on your back. Try to land as light as possible. Think of landing in a puddle of water and not making a splash. Let's now look at a few scaling options to see where a good starting point is for you. Using a sturdy chair, block, or step that won't tip or slide on the floor, the first scaling option we have is the incline no push-up burpee to stand. Start by jumping back with a slight pause, and as you get more comfortable, jump those feet forward a little bit faster, getting more comfortable with the rebound. Into the incline no push-up burpee with a jumping jack. To the incline no push-up burpee with a jump clap overhead. To the incline burpee with a jumping jack. To the incline burpee with jump clap overhead. Making our way to the floor with a stepping no push-up burpee to stand. a no push-up burpee with jump overhead clap, to a sequenced push-up burpee with a jump overhead clap, and finally to the regular burpee. And that is the burpee breakdown. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.